One thing I noticed about the Belgian people from last night is that the people at the bar were like first or second year uni, and they had such profound ideas. They were aspiring movie makers, and they were making a short film, and this one guy was talking about reading, and I was saying that I'm reading Oscar Wilde, Picture of Dorian Gray. So it was originally published as short excerpts into a magazine, and then some publisher collected it together and made it into a book, but then it was edited down, and he has the version before it was edited down, which is very cool. And then we were discussing records. Everyone we met, we went for chips and we ended up making friends. Everyone we met was really nice, and I was with this girl from Latvia from my room. So in conclusion, jazz bars are where to meet cool people. I love all the people I meet, and usually on the trains, like in my notebook, I write down all the people I've met and conversations I've had, and then in my laptop I turn it into something vaguely more interesting and profound. The train I'm on seems to be stopping in all the remote towns in Belgium, which I've never read on a map. It only takes 1 or 2 minutes after setting off from the station for us to emerge onto fields. Belgium seems as flat as Holland. I don't know when my train is supposed to arrive in Ghent or Gand, and the French they are speaking sounds more unfamiliar. I'm reading and rolling cigarettes for want of something else to do. I've been staring out of the window a little also. I arrived and checked into the hostel, managed to lug my suitcase up to the top floor with encouragement from the receptionist. Enjoy the view. Day 1 in Ghent. I've just arrived from the train. I'm very tired and I'm off to get some lunch. The hostel is beautiful. I love it. The what? But, it's actually crazy. This I write in a cafe in Ghent. It's on the river and the windows looking out onto the water into the little red houses with the little steps are steaming up around the edges as the sky begins to go from white and grey to blue and grey. Like a bruise but less mottled. I can hear French on my left, Flemish straight ahead, Italian to my right. It's like I'm sitting at the centre of the Tower of Babel. Except the people are playing chess and sipping alternative milk, flat whites, instead of crumbling slabs of stone and rage and confabulation. I'm uncertain as to whether this is the right word, but I have been wanting to use it for a while. I'm currently just wandering around Ghent. It is gorgeous, far more gorgeous than I thought it would be. I'm just wandering along the river. I found this cafe. Look how gorgeous this is. I have no plan except just to wander around and listen to music, and it is lovely. And I was trying to explore why writing brings me clarity, and I concluded I don't need to know why. I just need to write. The city is a lot nicer than I had anticipated, and now 6 p.m. I have spent the past 2 hours wandering around, and I suppose ticking off those things you are supposed to see. I'm not usually a good tourist, but it seems to be one of those walkable cities where everything is close by and easy to see. I quite like this, being alone in a new city, but I also feel a little too aimless. I wrote on the train here, but I think I need to write all night. Then I think I will be more okay. I can't help but thinking everything I write is not magnificent enough, but I am just documenting, like Patti Smith documents Paris in Devotion, or Simone de Beauvoir documents America. I found America day by day in a marvelous bookstore in Utrecht. Her writing was plainer than I would have expected. I read through the first week of 4. Maybe I can be a philosopher too. Good morning from Ghent. It is day 2 in Belgium. I'm on my way to Antwerp. The fire alarm went off last night and woke me up at like 3 a.m. so I'm very tired, but I'm excited. I have the museum booked. I have arrived in Antwerp. I missed the bus, so I had to get the train. It was a bit of a nightmare, but it's beautiful here. I'm heading to the Münster store, which is also apparently a bit like a museum. I just grabbed lunch at Funk, which I saw online. I had this vegan toast and I got coffee from a place that my friend recommended. She was in Antwerp a couple of days ago, just missed her caffeination, and now I'm on my way to the Momu Museum. Just finished at the Momu Museum. I spent an hour there. It's very loud. And the main exhibition is back in April, so I'm definitely going to come back. I also want to see Belgium in the summer because it is freezing.
Ik heb dat machine, dus wat hoeveel dat ik werk, dat gaat u helemaal niet aan.
It's I'm just passing an art gallery. It's my first time. Yeah, but literally, I was just like, it's been 6 weeks and this is how it ends.
No, this is around.
And with the cobble. Good morning from Ghent. It's my final day here. I'm heading to Paris today. We went out last night and everyone was so friendly. The jazz bar was lovely and everyone was just talking to us, which was really nice. I've just been to get some snacks for the train ride. I just got myself a coffee. It's a double espresso and I'm sitting before my train. Ghent has been so pretty. I said goodbye to the people from the hostel and I'm very excited to return to Paris. The cafe has just started playing Fade Into You by Mazzy Star, and it feels fitting. I look to you and I see heaven. I keep writing about heaven. We use it as an adjective until it becomes a proper noun, or we can hope that that happens. I think every Hope Sandoval song is slow and sad, and I still haven't properly cried even since my birthday a month ago, and even then the waterworks failed to arrive. I wonder why it is that writing brings me clarity, or maybe it just allows me to indulge my too many thoughts. Retracted and I had another conversation until 2 o'clock in the morning about conversations, especially those with strangers in hostels on first meeting them, this Goldilocks game of chess. How human nature is self-indulgent. He described conversing with someone who loves to talk about themselves as feeding hay to a horse with every follow-up question. I told him that I worry that I talk too much, that on the surface I can be very easily profiled in a particular way which disagrees with many, that I love to talk on different topics and to tell stories. I do not think there is any formula, and neither is it some rigid game of tennis. Speaking is writing with the tongue, and two people can hold a pen. Retracted asked me if the train ride to Ghent was pretty, and I suppose it was, but it didn't look too different to England, and I think a lot of things become pretty because they are different from what our eyes have been trained to look at, and thus desensitized to. Desensitization, we learnt about it in the neuroscience module. Learnt about the principle of reciprocal inhibition. One cannot be simultaneously relaxed and anxious.